No, no.
¿Qué pedo? Güey, creo que sí.
A night watchman at an Argentinian school regularly patrols the isolated campus during the graveyard shift. The property's remote location, miles from town with no neighboring structures, has made it a target for trespassers, including those performing occult ceremonies after hours. Many workers and students have found a grim end in this building due to several weird occurrences in the past 50 years. During one of his live-stream patrols, the guard's camera caught something that defies explanation.
Y aquí en la escuela cuando empiezan a ladrar los perros así a llorar. Ah, visto. Ahí empieza a joder, como a golpear. Todas las noches hace lo mismo. ¿Qué pasa? Tempranito empiezan a hinchar las pelotas.
Later, while taking a breather in another section of the building, more unexplained activity unfolds. A storage locker unlatches itself, followed by the sudden blackout of a nearby light fixture. On a separate evening, while inspecting the restroom facilities, he encountered something truly horrifying. A childlike female voice echoes through the bathroom before the entrance violently slams shut on its own, leaving the guard paralyzed with terror. He's convinced it's the spirit of the student who died there years ago. During another broadcast, what appears to be her visage was captured. This particular sighting exists only as a fragment spotted by a viewer after the fact, so extended footage isn't available. Nevertheless, the image clearly shows a ghastly pale girl's face peering through the window, observing him silently. The credibility of these encounters is bolstered by everything being broadcast live as it happens. What additional secrets might this haunted institution hold? This video was also found in the paranormal Reddit section. It was uploaded by Devil Liliana. She states that she went to an old house in Georgia, not really expecting anything too crazy. But she came across something rather interesting after taking a photo there. Let's take a look.
So I just did the freakiest order like ever, and I kid you not. Okay, so I went to a house in Ackworth, Georgia. So Ackworth, Georgia, if you don't know where Georgia is, it's like the backwoods of nowhere. There's nothing out there but like deer and like darkness. Okay, so I went into this house area and this like housing development, and there's a 2-story house. I'm delivering chicken wings to someone from Hooters, and it's like close to midnight. And anyways, I get up to the front porch and I leave the order and I walk back to the car, and on Uber, if you don't know, you have to take a photo to snap the photo and tell the customer where it's at. So I snapped the photo and I noticed that there's something green in the photo, but there's no lights on in this person's house. So I screen captured it and it looks like he has a jacket, like it's open or something. I don't know. And then right like above him is like some more eyes. It looks like eyes are like peering out. I'm like, what is wrong with this house?
The commenters asked Liliana if there maybe was a streetlight behind her, causing the strange green reflection in the window. However, this was not the case. Is it of paranormal nature? Hard to say. Maybe something else was captured in this window that night. Do you have an idea? Have you ever seen something like that? To this day, the young woman remains baffled, as well as the paranormal Reddit section. This is another nightly security encounter captured by a young man who was patrolling the upper levels in his local hospital. He wasn't a believer in the paranormal at all, and apparently had captured this encounter purely by chance. What caused all of this? He heard some unexplained noises from the empty wing of the upper floors, and this was when the recording started.
Alright guys, I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be filming a little bit. Seeing some.
We see a strange shadow figure standing behind one of the chairs right in front of the window, and the young man didn't know if he actually saw this thing at the time, or if it was just a trick of the eye. Pretty eerie, isn't it? But then there was another shadow seen at the end of the hallway that went completely unnoticed. Is it safe to say that ghosts are roaming this empty wing? Now we take a look at the case of Ashley Kettering, who is a young mother and realtor who shares her daily thoughts with the internet. However, something happened a couple of days ago, something that she couldn't explain, and that scared her and her kids quite a lot. For whatever reason, her CCTV camera captured something coming up the stairs from the basement, and she had no idea what was going on there. Apparently it was not a pet. I know, my first thought was a cat as well, but the family doesn't own any. So, where does that leave us? After realizing what they had caught, she places the camera right at the top of the stairs on one of the following nights, and captures this. Even if that is a cat, it looks pretty strange, semi-transparent, I don't know. But what followed should definitely rule out it being an animal. At least that is what her viewers believe. So, is this house haunted? A possible spirit? Looks almost like a lady in a nightgown, or a dress, or was it something else? The following video was sent in by Thomas, and it was supposedly recorded by 2 security guards who felt the need to share the following on Reddit. It is said that they were controlling several of the CCTV monitors that are hooked up to different cameras around the empty hallways and rooms of a building they are protecting. Something rather interesting caught their attention one night, and they thought it was a prank at first. However, nobody else seemed to be on the premises at the time, so they were quite a bit baffled.
Looks like she's floating, Bob. Is that it? This looks like she's floating, Bob. Is that it?
There certainly is a strange object hovering over the ground. It looks almost humanoid, but it's really hard to say what exactly that thing is. It has been captured by yet another camera, though.
Oh god, that gives me the creeps.
Yep.
To the naked eye, it does look transparent, a wispy shape one could say, but nobody will ever know what exactly went down that night. Mysterious. The following case was shared by Jesus Vargas, a police officer who, during night patrol, noticed something unusual when passing a school. It caught his and his colleagues' attention so much, they even stopped their patrol car. Keep in mind, it's 3 in the morning.
Dale, vámonos, vámonos. Buenas noches, señores, buenas noches, señores. Aquí estamos grabando un videíto, otro video para todas las personas que dicen que quieren segunda parte del otro video. ¿Qué les podemos decir? Nosotros no afirmamos lo que se vio en el video, pero tampoco decimos que.
Manches, sí, mira lo que estamos viendo nosotros ahorita a las 3 de la mañana.
A pair of silhouettes were right at the main entrance, and they looked like small figures that ended up running away. Some people said they could have actually been real children inside, but it was 3 in the morning. Pretty weird, right? Others even suggested those silhouettes seemed somewhat see-through. Could there be some kind of energy in this place that makes these types of beings show up? And now we want to take a look at Rebba Bebba, who in general is posting a lot of informative and entertaining videos on her channel that revolve around books, abandoned places, and home decor. So why would we list her tonight? Well, one day she found a nice abandoned house in Carmel, and many of us know that there's a lot of paranormal stuff happening in Carmel.
Son of a!
This day, her viewers noticed something really odd in one of the windows. Let's see.
Look what I found. This is in Carmel. This great old house. Someone told me that it's the Murphy house. I don't know who the Murphys were, but I don't think they've lived here for a while because it looks pretty deserted. But it must have been gorgeous in its day. It's absolutely, I could just imagine walking around here in some fancy dress or something, and just amazing. It's just beautiful.
As the young girl is walking closer towards the house, it seems as if the head of a female is peeking out of the back window. So what could it be? Is it just a misleading effect? Maybe a reflection, perhaps? Or a possible mannequin that was stored there? Whatever the answer, it's definitely creepy. Following videos were recorded by Dustin Lee Frazier, who was staying in a cabin in the Appalachian Mountains, and he started recording because some eerie noises from the outside kept scaring him.
I kept hearing. There's a security light right over here, and it just was on and then it went off. Oh, it just came on again. I was just trying to get me some trail mix and
He heard this thing making really strange and human-like noises, which is why he was afraid that it might have been a Wendigo, which are said to mimic humans.
there's something on the roof. Everybody last time got fucking pissed at me. Open the door. Because I opened the door, so I'm not going to do that this time, but it's back. Please help me. Okay, so here we go. Here's some water. Did you hear that? Like, here's some more. I know, she kind of look rickety. Whoa. She very rickety. But, so apparently some people, they live out here, and then other people, they just, like, rent it for the seasons. And, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't live on the water. Oh, fuck. Oh. Yeah, I hate that. Anyways. I tripped. But I thought I heard something, but yeah, we should probably head on because it's like starting to rain and stuff, but I thought I heard like footsteps or something. We gotta go. We gotta go. Go, go. Open the door.
So I just got home from work, and I found this on the ground. And I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like it is busted.
Now, if this was just a wild animal or an unidentified creature is still unknown, but I suppose after all of this, it's pretty certain that Dustin has experienced some terrifying activity, whatever it was. This video was shared by a night patrol officer who reported seeing an intruder in the old factory he was surveilling.
Dengar gak guys? Gak ada sosoknya tapi ada suara anjing.
To this day, it's unknown what this shadow figure is or where it originated from. This video was captured by a concerned father who also realized that something otherworldly must have been going on in his house, and most of the time this happened when he was all alone at home.
Alright, check this out. There's this noise coming from the bedroom. But my wife and my baby, they're not here. They're not in the bedroom. And this noise happens every day at this exact time. Man. Yeah, there's no one in there. No one.
Some people believe that we can see something standing here in the doorway. Is this possible? Could it be a ghost that is wearing a white dress? Or are people just seeing things? And these weird incidents have a more plausible reason. User Reslan has shared the pretty strange encounter in the paranormal section of Reddit. He lives in Malaysia and was out the night when this video was recorded. He states that initially his eye had caught a strange shape at the other side of the street. Besides an unusual weeping noise, he felt that what he was seeing was relatively unnatural. Could we be seeing a ghost here? Some commentators state that this sheet looks like a telekung, a prayer garb that is usually worn by Indonesian and Malaysian women. Could it be so? It's pretty hard to say if this could be an actual ghost or just a regular woman in the end. Nevertheless, the man found this encounter extremely creepy.
One night, a train enthusiast decided to film an oncoming train from an unusually close vantage point. While his choice was risky, standing just inches away from the passing train, what he captured afterward was even more startling. As the train rushed by, the man's camera continued rolling. In the moments following the train's passage, something unexpected appeared on the tracks. The Appalachian Mountains, where this incident took place, are known for their folklore about strange creatures. Could this video have captured one of these legendary beings? Or something paranormal even? A family's home security camera captured an unusual and scary event on the street outside their house. The video starts by showing a normal street scene with a parked car. Suddenly, a woman appears in the frame. She looks frightened, as if she's just seen something really scary in the distance. The woman rushes into her house, clearly trying to get away from whatever scares her. Just a few moments later, something very strange comes into view. It's hard to believe what the camera recorded. The video shows a figure that looks partly like a person, but also partly like an animal. It has legs that are bent in an odd way, and at the end of its legs, there seem to be hooves instead of feet. This made many people who watched the video feel confused and a bit scared. Some of the neighbors and people who saw the video online thought it might be a creature from stories they've heard. They wondered if it could be something called a nahal or a skinwalker. In some legends, these are beings that can change their shape from human to animal. Lots of people who watched the video left comments saying they've seen similar strange things in their own lives. It's really hard to know for sure what the camera actually recorded.
The next video was uploaded by paranormal investigation team Gang Gua Pi, located in Thailand. The group has been ghost hunting for around a year and often visits abandoned homes, lakes, forests and even caves. In this particular investigation, the group is visiting an abandoned house in a rural area. The reason for the house? The reason the house was left deserted was reportedly because of a tragedy that had taken place in the house. Understandably, nobody wanted to live in the home after that. The group begins their investigation by going through the rooms in the house, and it barely takes any time at all before something terrifying happens. Let's take a look. The men are exploring one of the bedrooms in the back of the house when they are startled by what they believe to be a shadow figure. Take a look at the shadow they capture. This certainly appears to be some sort of shadow creature. The glowing eyes and completely black figure are certainly creepy. What do you believe they may have captured? Is this a real spirit sighting or just a hoax? A group of friends decided to have an adventure in the woods one evening. They're excited about spending time together in nature, telling stories around a campfire, and enjoying the peaceful night air. But then, things start to get a bit spooky. One of the guys decides to walk away from the safety of the firelight. He's looking for another friend who seems to have wandered off.
Alexis? Shit. Alexis? Alexis?
As he walks deeper into the dark woods, the camera shows us something strange. There's a fenced-off area that they didn't expect to find in the middle of the forest. Even weirder, they spot someone sitting inside this area all alone.
Okay.
I don't... Guys.
Alexis.
Aiden, stop.
Okay.
Suddenly, something really scary happens. The video cuts off abruptly, leaving us with a final, frightening image of what looks like a disfigured person or some kind of creature. Now this leaves us with a lot of questions. What exactly did they see? Was this all just a big prank that the friends planned to scare each other? It's hard to know for sure. This video was shared by a young man who states that he was out on a nightly trip with friends when they saw something rather strange hovering on the other side of the road. He pulled his phone out and started recording. What caught him off guard was that with this strange sighting, there was an unusual whipping noise that he could hear stemming from that thing. If this was just a wind hose or something, why would it be illuminated? He had no explanations for this sighting. And after returning to the car a bit later that evening, the object had mysteriously disappeared, according to the uploader. Some comments even state that it looks quite similar to a head and a torso. Could this mean that we are looking at a real ghost here? Or is there a way more plausible explanation in your opinion? The following was shared by a woman who states that for several nights she noticed something strange, a bizarre visitor appearing in her home after dark. She couldn't explain what it was or why it was there, but one thing was certain: it left her feeling absolutely terrified.
It's back. It keeps peeking in here on me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the... Ain't nobody in the other room.
Whatever it was enough to make her question her safety in her own home. Some people think it might have been a prank. Maybe the neighborhood kids were trying to scare her. Others believe something truly out of the ordinary was happening, perhaps a visitor from another world or dimension. Unfortunately, we don't have much more information about what exactly the woman experienced. This lack of details makes it hard to figure out what might have really been going on. What we do know is that, whatever happened, it was a really frightening experience for her.